Opal, and I'm a police officer here in our city. My job is to protect all the citizens here. I also help make sure that everyone is following the city rules. There is a special armor that helps me do my job, like my vest and my radio, that connects me to other officers. But there's an invisible armor that I wear every day, and it's more powerful than anything else. It's called the Armor of God. My vest is a super important part of my work armor, but I can't do anything well without the armor of godliness from God's armor. It protects my heart and helps me do the right things. There's a verse from the Bible that helps me remember to put on the armor of godliness and all of God's armor every day. Let me hear you say this after me. Put on all.
Put on all
Of God's
of God's
armor.
armor.
Ephesians 6:11.
Ephesians 6:11.
That's it! Here in the city, we sing a song to help us remember all the pieces of God's armor that we need to put on every day. Stand up and sing it now!
Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. First things first, got the belt of truth. Ayo, ayo. Put on my boots, gotta tell the good news. Ayo, ayo. The armor of God and the shield of faith. Got my sword and my helmet, now it's time to pray. Ayo, ayo. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. First things first, you got the belt of truth. Ayo, ayo. Put on my boots, I gotta tell the good news. Ayo, ayo. The armor of God and the shield of faith. Ayo, ayo. Got my sword and my helmet, now it's time to pray. Ayo, ayo. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. Now in faith we can stand against every evil plan. Now it's time to be strong. He has won. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God.
You did a great job singing that song. Now go ahead and take a seat. One of my favorite pieces of the armor of God is the sword of the Spirit. The Bible is the sword of the Spirit. Would you like to hear a story from the Bible?
Yes.
Great! Now let's all get ready for the story by clicking on our listening ears. Click, click. Now let's put on our special eyes.
Zoom, zoom.
In the Bible, there's a true story about a time when God's people started disobeying Him. Because of this, God allowed their enemies to take everything they had. God's people were so afraid that they ran and hid in caves. Then they prayed and asked God to help them. Let me see all of you make praying hands. Way to go! This is Gideon. An angel of God told Gideon that God wanted him to help save God's people, the Israelites. The angel called Gideon a mighty warrior. Let me see all of you show your muscles like a strong and mighty warrior. Wow! You look like warriors." But Gideon didn't feel so mighty. He felt scared and not strong enough to do what God had told him to do. But God said to Gideon, "You are strong. Go and save Israel. I will be with you." Then Gideon believed that God was with him, and he was ready to do what God had told him to do. The angel of God told Gideon to tear down the tall pole and altar that Gideon's family had built to show love to fake gods. God wanted Gideon to build the right kind of altar that would show love to the real God. Now, let me see all of you hold up 10 fingers. You got it! Gideon got 10 of his friends, and they went and did exactly what the angel of God had told him to do. Even though Gideon was scared of what his family and other friends would say, Gideon stayed strong and did the right thing. Sometimes it can feel scary to do what is right, but when we put on the armor of godliness, we know that God is protecting our hearts from wanting to do the wrong thing. He will be with us and give us the power to do what is right. So let me hear you say this after me. Put on the armor of godliness.
the armor of godliness.
You've got it! When you put on God's armor and pray, you'll be strong enough to stand up to any evil that comes your way.
Every day, I will wear the full armor of God. I put on the belt of truth so I can fight the devil's lies. I put on the armor of godliness to protect my heart and do what's right. I put on the good news boots so I'll be ready to show God's love all day. I hold up the shield of faith to block anything the enemy sends my way. I put on the helmet of salvation so I'll remember God will always love me. I use the sword of the Spirit because God's word is my best weapon against the enemy. Now, I stand firm and pray.